Okay, Hangout is live. People are going to be coming in. They're going to be coming into the live stream. I'm making sure I've got everything set up and managed here. For those that are coming in right away, if you could let me know sound is working and all those things. I want to make sure I get that all sorted before we take off here. Today, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners. So those who have won a t-shirt for the final way that we were doing a giveaway. I'm just going to make sure I pull up the chat box here as I always do. Pop out chat. There we go. All right on. People are pouring in. Good stuff. Okay. I'm being super high tech today. You'd be really impressed. I'm streaming. Okay. You got to check this out. All working? Awesome. Thanks, guys. Check out this streaming rig I'm using. I'm using this rig to stream to Facebook at the same time. Yeah, I figured I should stream to Facebook and YouTube because not everyone that follows me on all the things is on all the things. And since this is a giveaway, and yeah. So I'm gonna, now that I'm live on YouTube, I'm gonna make sure that we're going live on Facebook here. By the way, this back bit here is a wireless transmitter, and I have the audio split out to my laptop, which I'm live on here, and then also I got a little lav mic. Being in Australia, I saw the last video 3 hours after you posted it, but I shared. Oh yeah, you're in it. I remember posting your email in the thing. Okay, now this is the weird thing. We're going to be live in two places. Hey friend, what is up? We're live. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're announcing the giveaway winners of the t-shirt, the whole t-shirt thing that we were doing. And I'm also going to be sharing about how the final results of the shot over giveaway all went. And also going to answer questions, just because answering questions is fun. If you have any cool questions for me. So you're live on Facebook. These guys right over here are live on YouTube. And I'm going to see how much I can manage all in one go. But it's really good to have you. Thanks for stopping in. I'm curious what the chances are here of the actual person who's going to win actually being in the live stream. I don't know how likely that actually is, but you know, I'm willing to find out either way. If the sound is good on Facebook, let me know. But oh hey, Stephanie Wills joined. That's my sister-in-law. Hey Steffi, your sister just joined the live stream. Nice. Yeah. What a champ. So it's actually where to even start? Okay, so the giveaway ended. Or sorry, all these giveaway words, it gets a little confusing. So the whole giveaway that I had entered to win some gear ended last night at 12 p.m., the voting phase. And the way they've set this thing up is that there's going to be, they set it up where you submit your entry, then you get your friends to vote. And the top 15 voted get selected from by a panel of judges. So the main goal and everything I was doing with the whole voting squad across the past month was just trying to stay in that top 15. And thankfully we did. So at midnight last night, I believe we were in around 4th place for vote counts. So that's kind of exciting. It's really cool to see how many people supported. So I'm very, very thankful for that. That's pretty crazy. And one of the things I wanted to do is all the people that have been supporting and stuff, I wanted to be able to give away some t-shirts to those. So we've been giving away t-shirts for, I think I've given away 6 t-shirts and 2 posters so far. And I've been giving those away to people in the voting squad. But I said all along that if you share the first episode of the Slack Life series, or if you share the voting link and send me a screenshot, you have another chance at winning. So today I'm gonna randomly select one of those winners and through my Excel spreadsheet thing here. So what I did is everyone who emailed me, I took their email addresses, added them into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I have this Excel spreadsheet formula that like randomly picks one of the people from a column. So that's what we're gonna do here today. But so let me pull over. I'm gonna go to the Excel spreadsheet right now. Let's see this. So there's 36 people that are up to win a t-shirt and a poster today, which is crazy because I mean that seems like pretty likely, right? Like one of those, if I was one of those 30, I'd feel pretty good about my chances to winning a t-shirt. But what's even like more crazy is for this like gear giveaway that we just got in top 15 for. We're 1 in 15 to win, which is absolutely, that's just like mind blowing. That's crazy. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go over to Excel. I'm going to pull up the Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to select a winner. In the meantime, I don't know what, usually the people over on YouTube have some great questions. So if you've got any questions about kind of anything, I'd be willing to tackle some of that stuff as we continue to stream it live. So let's go over to Excel and let's, I feel like this is gonna, I'm gonna have to be like super excited and energetic here and maybe like get a drum roll going. Maybe get the people from home to do a drum roll, like a little drum roll on their desk. But yeah, I mean, there's no sense in waiting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and punch in my formula here. So if you're if you're curious, this is what the Excel spreadsheet formula is. It says equals index, and then column B, rand in between 1 and 1. So that's it. That's the formula. That's going to give us the first winner here. And the first winner is going to be for a poster. So I'm giving away Life's Better When You Make Stuff poster right now. And I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to randomly select. This is going to be anticlimactic with just me sitting here. Maybe I'll just have to like cheer really loud anyhow. So let's hit enter. Paige Wills. Paige Wills. Hey, your cousin won. Paige Wills.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure?
A poster. First one's poster.
A poster.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
What are the chances of that?
Is
And
Steffi still on there?
yeah, Steffi's still in there. I'm sending bug data to look at your. He's spending his data. Great to have you, Mark. So Paige, you are the winner of a nice Life's Better When You Make Stuff poster. And now the next up is going to be a winner of a t-shirt. So yeah, go ahead and text Paige. That'd be awesome. Okay, I'm going to hit enter here. I feel like we need a drum roll. Can you get a drum roll going over there, Janelle? Just like a... Patrice Gallion. Yay! We need like cheering. Woo! Some sort of like, I need a kazoo, like one of the things that like makes colorful things. So Patrice, you are the winner of a t-shirt. I will get in touch with you via email, and I'll make sure I mail that out to wherever you are and get t-shirt sizes and all that. But yeah, I mean, the whole reason why I'm doing this in the first place is mainly just to say huge thanks to everyone that voted regularly. That's just super cool. And I'm not sure exactly what will change if we win that equipment, but I do know we'll continue to make some rad stuff. Spencer Seabrook just joined. Hey, Spencer, how you doing? You guys were just up on the Chief yesterday, and that looked like give everyone a t-shirt. Yeah, one day I'll be able to. No, I'm not going to say that sentence. One day I would feel like Oprah if I was like, you win, you win, you win. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm literally just like paying for these t-shirts myself. So it's not like I can give away like tons and tons and tons. Mark, I should give you a t-shirt. That'd be pretty cool. But I also have to pay for them myself. So I'm over here taking questions from YouTube. One thing that we might actually do in the future is Spencer's going to come over here sometime, and we're going to do a Q&A with Spencer, which is going to be a ton of fun. So that's going to be one of those things that you're not going to want to miss is a live stream with Spencer, the man himself. Are you kicking around ideas for your next personal project once you're done with the Slack Life series? Spencer, don't pretend like you didn't know this was happening. We're going to do a live stream Q&A sometime. It'll be good. And we'll also make a video answering questions on how to like what Slack lines to buy for beginners and stuff like that. Because Spencer's company, Slack Life BC, they actually make some incredible equipment. So we're going to do a video kind of showing how to set up a rig. But are you kicking around ideas for next personal projects once you're done with Slack Life series? I feel really good about filming more highlining. That's what I feel really good about. That's one of the main projects that I'd like to do more of. So once we've released all the episodes of Slack Life series number 1, one of the main things that we want to try to figure out is kind of just how to make it viable for everyone. because I mean, the athletes themselves, they want to keep like doing rad projects, and I want to keep making videos about rad projects. So we're trying to like figure out how can we get funds involved in this. And that's kind of one of the, once that piece gets figured out, it'll make bigger and better projects even more possible. So that's kind of one of the things that we're hoping with the Slacklife series. We didn't really get any funding for that. That's kind of all just self-funded by the athletes and myself. And so we're hoping we can generate some attention, some revenue, some ideas on how to maybe make this more possible in the future. Because I mean, it's one thing to even get it filmed, and that the gear that those guys own is pretty insane, like the quantity and how much it costs. But then the other component is even just like, I mean, the editing process for me, it just like takes months, and it costs a lot. So we're just trying to figure out how to make that all work. But definitely more slacklining stuff. Yeah, that's it for now. Can't wait to see more with your Panasonic gear. Thanks, man. Just kind of looking for, what advice would you give a newbie YouTuber? Just create a ton, make a lot of videos, because you've got a lot of crappy work in you until you start getting to your better work. And the faster you start making your crappy work and get it out of your system, the faster you can get better. Good job, by the way, on the way you edited the Slacklife series. Well filmed, well edited. Love it. Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate that, man. I actually started slacklining after watching your doc. That's really cool. And that's probably been one of my favorite little stories to hear from people is people, I mean, I'm not as actively involved in the slackline Vancouver scene specifically because I live out here in the Fraser Valley, and I'm pretty obsessed with filmmaking, and the people in the community are really love slacklining. So I'm not as involved on a daily, weekly basis, but I've just heard some really cool stories about people that have like come out from different provinces because they want to like see what's happening out here, because they got to see like Spencer and the guys just like making it happen. So that's pretty cool. That makes me really happy that people are motivated to get outside after watching some of the stories and stuff. Over here on YouTube for another question. Any advice for finding your own space niche via YouTube? Yeah, I think there's got to be an intersect between like what you're passionate about and what you have access to filming. Like when I first got into filmmaking, I was kind of like upset, or not upset, but I was kind of like, I always looked at the opportunities that other people had and what they had access to film. And I was always like, oh, I don't have access to filming that stuff. Like, how can I do what those guys do? And then little did I know, right under my nose, like in my backyard, were people that were highlining, and that like blew my mind. And that really like went to show me that, like, yeah, there's opportunities happening around. You just have to like get involved and start making things. So I would spend less time looking at what other people have and what other people do, and more just like, what can you create out of the opportunities that are directly in front of you? Because that's all you have to work with, is what you have in front of you. So I would make the most out of that with whatever you can. Yeah. Just glancing through here quick. I think that's going to be kind of it. Maybe. I mean, I've only been streaming for like 17 minutes or so. 17 minutes on YouTube, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I'm totally willing to answer any questions or any more things or stuff like that. Would you be interested to work with an NGO to establish ideas for a global crowdfunding campaign for self-sustainable projects? They were the recipients of an Ambassador of Peace Award. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I've done work with I've done work for non-for-profits, not any NGOs yet. But yeah, I mean, the challenge of passion projects and like helping out organizations that have a good cause is there's a never-ending stream of people that have a good cause. It's just a hard time to know like what to spend your time on when you have a limited amount of time to make things. For under $800, would you say the Panasonic G7 is the best option for a camera? Yeah, definitely under 800 for sure. Or if you wanted to stay in is the G85 under 800? The G85 is also a really good option. I'm not sure. There's a newer one that's less expensive than the GH5 that has a stabilized sensor, and that one seems like really interesting. GH5 autofocus. Yeah, I had some mixed results on shooting a video or two the other day. And I feel like I just need to tinker with it a little more and maybe try a different lens option or two. But I'm going to sign off on Facebook, and then I'll continue here on YouTube for a little bit longer and continue to answer some filmmaking questions. Thanks for tuning in, Facebook peeps. Glad to give away t-shirt and poster. Lots of fun. Take care. Peace. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know where I was going to go with that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of still willing to hang out and chat with y'all. If you got any questions for me, I'm going to move this now just a touch. I've seen the GH4 now for under $1,000. Yeah. The GH4 is still a really solid camera, especially if you're doing anything outdoors. Like, I would strongly consider that camera, for sure. Okay, I've always had a crop sensor and see the benefits of full frame. Am I just a little too hesitant? I've always had crop sensor and see the benefits of full frame. I am just a little hesitant to get the GH5 over if the A7S Mark III comes out. Yeah, I mean, either way, the A7S Mark III is still going to be like most likely above. I mean, I can't remember the ticket price on the A7S Mark II, but I mean, those are usually over $3,000. So I mean, if that's the category that you're willing to spend on a camera, then I mean, that's the tricky part. When you get over that $3,000 mark, then maybe you should consider some yeah, I actually don't know. That's a tough one. I never bought the A7S Mark II mainly because I didn't spend the money, because it was over $3,000. I ended up buying a used A7S at that time, just because it was cheaper. But that's kind of just what I decided to do. The people that really need full frame sensors, they know that they really need full frame sensors. So the whole argument of like full frame Sony to Micro Four Thirds GH5, I still have a hard time in my head picturing how those meet up and are really worthwhile comparisons. Because I mean, what the full frame sensors do is a different look than Micro Four Thirds. Have you been flying your drone much now with all the new rules? I actually haven't flown it once. And I don't think if I do fly it in the future, I would ever talk about the fact that I was flying it. Still following, I mean, I would follow all the exemption lists for personal aircraft before, and then for work, needing to follow all those exemptions and what have you as well. But now it's next to impossible to fly in most places for personal use. And so that makes it really difficult. Even if you're just flying over a field or things like that, or property that you have permission for, it just makes it really challenging. But yeah, I haven't been flying much currently. It's just funny because like my whole Slack Life series would have been now criminal activity based off the new rules. And so that's kind of unfortunate that that's now the new reality, that if I want to get that type of footage again in the future, it's now like I'm a criminal, and that kind of sucks. So you might not hear me talking much about drone stuff in the future, because I don't know if I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Do I do my own title animations? So the Slack Life series, I've been working with a motion design company from Brazil, actually, two guys that I met, Raf and Philippe. They're Maui Studio. You can find them in the description of those vids. But on my personal videos, I do my own little animations, just kind of mess around sometimes. I've also used like free packs of templates and things like that, just like messing around. The microphone that I'd recommend for on-camera work is a Rode VideoMic Pro. It's one of the best on-camera shotgun mics you can buy. Right now I'm using a Rode Lav with their Rode Link Filmmaker kit. That's this like wireless kit. This is like the most affordable, trustworthy wireless kit. Rode, they really make the best affordable audio gear on the market. I really like the Rode NTG3. Yeah, well, guess what? I'm actually, so We'll trade your drone rules for our president. Well, he's my president too, because I'm American and Canadian. So if I live in the States in the near future or anything like that, or the work that I do in the States or the taxes I file in the States, like all the stuff with the president affects me on the daily too. So it's not like I get one or the other. Um, I don't need full frame because I only need 4K. Yeah, I mean, again, I think most people that know they need the full frame, like, no. And then people that are like on the fence haven't made much and they just like aren't aware of the differences. And to those people, I don't know, just go buy one of them and find out if you like. I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. The whole full frame to micro four thirds question. Still, that's an odd one to me. I feel like just like they're different. Um, Oh, Rudy's asking, why don't you think you need full frame? For me, so full frames. There's a few things that go into that discussion. If I was shooting just handheld camera work only, and well, okay, so there's just so many layers. So full frame definitely has like a look to it. It has a different feel to the way the image is. And I couldn't tell this feel when I started out, but I can tell now. And for some projects, I've gravitated away from wanting that super big frame look for some of the projects I'm working on. And I've also moved more towards wanting more of my stuff in focus, and I don't want as much depth of field, which is a lot of what the benefits of full frame were. And also one of the big benefits of full frame is its low light capabilities. But now with a lot of the stuff I'm working on, like I don't care as much about the depth of field, and I actually like it when I have more stuff in focus at a given time. And I appreciate how the smaller sensors for now have less jello cam. The GH5 micro four thirds sensor has way less rolling shutter and like jello shake than the full frame sensors. But yeah, I think the GH series cameras, the GH4 and the GH5 cut in an edit, they cut alongside red footage really, really well. So it's really practical in that sense. Whereas if I was to cut A7S footage alongside red footage, they definitely have like a very different feel to them. And so that's kind of a bit of a challenge. There's some A7S footage in Untethered, and it like stands out right away, like what footage is the A7S, at least to me. And John Olson is a daily vlogger, and he occasionally uses his red camera. Hey, Tyler, good to see you. Good to see Tyler there in the live stream. I'm just rambling here on sensors. Sorry for anyone that thinks this is boring. It's not that I don't need full frame. It's just I'm really satisfied with what I'm getting out of not full frame, and I think it cuts together really well with sensors that aren't as big. So that's why I look at like the A7S as a specialty camera. So if I was doing a low light project where I was shooting with no light and I was at night all the time, or doing night time lapses, I would definitely look at getting a full frame camera for doing that. Have you ever directed any fictional narratives? Personally, I have, and I hate it. I like to cover real stories. As I get more experience, I have a feeling that I'm gonna want control over. I'm gonna crave wanting to make projects where I have control over all components, and so I never thought I'd want to make fictional stuff, but now in the future, I'm seeing I kind of just have these ideas of potentially merging. There's just some really interesting like places where documentary and narrative can cross a little bit, where you're working with non-actors, you're using their story to influence a fictional narrative, to protect the people that are in it and to be respectful, and also just to so that's one space of documentary filming and narrative where they might mix. Film Supply, they just released a film that was done kind of in that style. It's definitely a narrative, but they like used real people. So you should look up Film Supply. They've got a Facebook page and stuff like that, and they released a film. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called The Cage. You should check that out. It's really well done. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Unless anyone has any other questions, I'm kind of As you can tell, I'm yawning over here. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a pretty crazy. I have a picture to show you. That's what I'll actually close off on a picture. I want you to see this. Let me think through what I'm doing here. Yeah, I've got a picture to show you guys. My van was just towed today from my house. It was sad. So I'm going to pull up a picture and show you. I feel like this is maybe one of my worst ideas I've had. Are you meeting more creative people in your new town? Yeah, I am. And I felt really good about the move so far. And it's not that and there's people that I already knew that lived here that are kind of more in the arts and creative space. And so it's been handy connecting more with them now that I'm here. This is what it looks like when your van gets towed. The van just got towed today. It's kind of sad. Makes me really sad. But that's my reality. That's what I spent today figuring out. People are discounting the GH5 as a camera for photography. The one thing that is not mentioned is the GH5's portability, especially the 200 to 800 equivalent. I used one fully zoomed in shot in Japan. The images were tack sharp. Yeah, I mean, I think photographers really do rely on having a lot of depth of field sometimes. Some photographers, especially portrait photographers, they really appreciate having that depth of field. And you can technically get more depth of field out of a full frame. So I think that's why people discount micro four thirds sensors. But now, like if depth of field like isn't your jam, you can get some really great pictures out of smaller sensors. And now that with the stabilized sensors and the dual image stabilization, there really isn't a need. There really isn't a need to have like the low light capabilities unless you're shooting in the dark again. GH5 has better low light than GH4. Yeah, so I think that's going to close this off. I'm gonna take a nap now. Maybe I won't take a nap. It's 5 p.m. here. I mean, I don't know how many out of the 27 of you that are still live with us voted every day, but like, I'm seriously just so grateful for the people that helped enable this to happen. So the next steps is I hear back from the people that ran the contest. If I'm going to be in the top 5, I think, and then I'm going to fly to Las Vegas for this video conference, and at that conference, that's where they're going to announce it. So I got to get myself to Vegas. I just sold one of my cameras so I could afford the flights, and yeah, I'm going to go down to Vegas, and hopefully the panel of judges will select my entry. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more than I can ask than giving us a good shot. So that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Go out and make something. It's a great week for making something, and you have time in your week to do that. So make sure you do that. Okay. See you guys. Peace.